So every week I have been introducing a new way of breathing. And today I wanted to introduce this breath practice. It's called the lion's breath. So think about the kind of sound that a lion makes, right? You might even think of the movie The Lion King, right? Kind of like a roar, right? So we're going to practice that, and I'll show you how to do it, and then we'll do it a couple times together. So this can be a really fun practice to invoke some lightheartedness, to maybe giggle a little bit. It can also be a good practice to do if maybe you feel like you don't have a lot of energy. So what you do is you sit up nice and tall, right, in your chair. You breathe in through your nose. And then as you breathe out, you stick out your tongue and make a sort of roar noise, okay? So I'll show you how to do that. Big breath in. Okay, so let's do that together. Let's breathe in through the nose. And then lion's breath. Yeah, open your mouth, stick out your tongue. So what you can also do is lift up your paws and gaze up, right? So let's do that together. Inhale. And then, yeah, good. Two more like that. Awesome. Full breath in. Lion's breath. Find some energy. One more time like that. Big breath in. And then exhale. Show me your paws. Show me your tongue. Good. So as we move through our class, if you ever like to find your lion's breath, you're welcome to. But let's also come back to our balloon breathing. So bring your hands onto your belly and imagine that you have a balloon in your belly. So see if you can breathe in and out through the nose. And then feel as if the belly could really expand like a balloon as you breathe in. And gently fall down towards the spine as you breathe out. Yeah, just a couple more like this. Seeing if we can just find these breaths together. Right, even though we're separate, right, we're still doing this together virtually. And then from here, you're welcome to keep your hands on your legs if that feels okay. And let's just begin to turn our head. So let's begin to stretch out through the neck. So see if you can turn and gaze off to one side. You might start on the right side. And then as you exhale, turn and gaze forward towards me. Good. And then inhale, turn your head and gaze the other direction, maybe to the left. And as you exhale, turn and gaze forward towards me. Good. Let's continue with that. So inhale, gaze off to one side, maybe even back behind you if you can. And then exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, gaze to the other direction, turning your head. And exhale, gaze forward towards me. Good. Let's do that one more time each side. So inhale, turn your head off to one side. Just see what you see over there. And then exhale, turn the head back through center. One last time. Inhale, gaze in the opposite direction, just noticing your surroundings. And exhale, gaze back towards me. Good. Now that we're working on the neck, let's just work a little bit differently. So can you drop one ear down towards one shoulder, right? So I have my right ear towards my right shoulder. Yeah, and I just feel this gentle stretch on the left side of my neck. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, sometimes it can feel nice to maybe even do a little self-massage, right? Especially if you feel it's in the side of the neck or maybe the top of the shoulder. Yeah, just take one more big breath in. And as you exhale, come back through center and then do it on the other side. So bring the opposite ear towards the opposite shoulder, and you might stay here, right? Or if it feels okay, maybe a little gentle self-massage, just taking a moment or two to just be really gentle and be really kind towards your body, right? Giving it a little bit of love with your breath and the stretch and the self-massage, right? One more big breath in. Really nice, everybody. And one more big breath out. Good. And then turn your head up And this time, let's lift the gaze up towards the ceiling. See if you can lift the chin up, being really gentle with the neck, right? You might feel this opening through the front of the throat, right? The front of the neck. Take one more big breath in right here. And as you exhale, just find a neutral gaze, right? Gazing forward. Awesome. So let's add on a little bit more movement, right? So from here, drop the hands down alongside your body if you haven't already. And let's just breathe in and shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. And then breathe out and release them down. So inhale, shrug your shoulders up. Nice work. And then exhale, slide the shoulders down. A couple more like that. So we breathe in to shrug the shoulders up and then breathe out to loosen them. Good. Just a couple more like that. And if you'd like to go a little bit faster, you're welcome to, but just seeing if maybe we can work out a little bit of tension that maybe we feel in the shoulders or the neck. Good. Let's do this one more big breath in and one more big breath out. And then from here, let's find some shoulder rolls. So just adding on a little bit more movement, right? You can incorporate the arms and the hands if you like, right? Almost as if you had wings. Or you can keep the hands by your side and just have it be more in the shoulders. Yeah, you can do one arm at a time, one side at a time, right? There's no real right or wrong way to do this. So it's really cool to see you all doing this a little bit differently. And if you've just been going one direction, let's also go the other direction, right? So moving in all sides. Yeah, good. One more big breath in. One more big breath out. Awesome. And then just take a moment and find stillness and center. And let's take a really big breath in and see if we can float our arms up and overhead. Let's see if we can do this together, right, with our classmates. And then exhale, palms down, slowly release the hands by your side. Good. Yeah. Excellent. Couple more times like that. So inhale, reach wide and high. And if it feels okay, maybe gaze up. And as you exhale, hands come down slowly towards your legs. Beautiful. Yeah, a couple more. Inhale, rise up. So we're beginning to move with our breath, right? And then exhale, slowly lower your hands on down. Yeah, it's so beautiful to see you do that all together. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhale, reach your arms all the way up, as if you're really reaching towards something on the ceiling. And then exhale, lower the hands all the way down. I think we have one more. Let's do one more. Inhale, arms up. Good. And then exhale, hands come down. Nice job, everybody. Let's work on our wrists a little bit. So make gentle fists and just begin to circle out through your wrists. And this can be fast or slow. Yeah, you can do one at a time or both at the same time if that feels okay. And just kind of like our shoulder circles, see if you can go in both directions. So if you've only been going in one direction, see if you can go in the other direction as well. Good. Awesome. Yeah, looks really good. And then let's add on a little bit. Let's flick our fingers. So as if you just washed your hands, right? And there's no towel. And we're trying to get all that water off, right? Flick those fingers, trying to warm up our fingertips, warm up our wrists, right? You might even feel this in the arms a little bit. Take one more big breath in. One more big breath out. Good work. From here, reach your arms high overhead. Inhale. Good. And as you exhale, twist to one side. So I'm twisting to my right side. I'm bringing my right hand behind me towards the back of my chair and my other hand towards my right knee. Good. So just find a gentle twist. If it feels okay on your neck, you might gaze back behind you. If that hurts your neck, just find a comfortable place to gaze, right? A comfortable place to have your neck be. Take one more big breath in wherever you are. And one more big breath out. Really nice, everybody. Let's breathe in and reach the arms high overhead. And then breathe out to the other side. So nice and easy, right? Just twisting off in the opposite direction. Yeah, maybe gazing back behind you and seeing what's back behind you. Seeing if your breaths can be really long and really deep. And again, if you like those lion breaths, you're welcome to add them on the exhale, right? So breathe in through the nose. And then sticking out the tongue. Good. Let's inhale, turn the face forward and reach the arms overhead. And as you exhale, bend your elbows really wide. So that open book. Yeah. Good. Just like that. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Maybe lift the gaze up if that feels okay. And then exhale, bend the elbows wide for that open book. Yeah. One more time like that. Inhale, fingertips reach up. Really nice, everybody. And then exhale, elbows wide as if you're opening a book, and keep your arms like this. Take a really big breath in. Feel as if your heart is nice and open. And as you exhale, close your book. So see if you can bring your forearms together, your elbows or your hands towards one another. Good. Inhale, open your book. Exhale, close your book. Good. Two more. Inhale, open your book. Exhale, close your book. So good. Last one. Inhale, open your book, elbows wide, chest open. Exhale, close your book. And from here, can you, with your hands, reach for opposite shoulders and give yourself a hug? Yeah, just give yourself a big old squeeze. Best as you can, right? Taking a moment to send a little bit of love and gratitude. Yeah, I love what you're doing, Vanessa. Let's add on that little twist. So keep hugging yourself and see if you can twist from side to side, kind of like we just did in that seated twist. Yeah, good. And then from here, let's do a little bit of self-massage, right? So one hand, just give some gentle squeezes down the arm. Yeah, maybe stopping in spots that feel really tight. You might go all the way down to your fingertips. Yeah, just taking a moment to give yourself a little bit of love, right? And then let's do it on the other side too, because we want to give both sides a little bit of love. So gentle squeezes, right? No pain, right? Really soft and gentle with ourselves, with our body, maybe all the way down to the fingertips, right? Good. Yeah, it's nice to do that, right? Okay. So from here, let's bring our hands onto our knees or towards our knees and see if we can transition into our cow cat. So we'll breathe in for cow pose. So send your tailbone back and lift your chin up. And as you exhale, find your cat pose. So think howling cat, pressing your spine towards the chair back behind you. Good. Inhale for cow. I'm going to turn so you can see what my spine is doing. And then exhale for cat. Again, think howling cat, hugging chin to chest, tossing up the back. Really good. Inhale for cow pose. And exhale for cat pose. Good. Let's do a couple more of these, just warming up through the spine. So inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale for cow pose, really lifting the chest, the chin up, and then breathe out. Find that howling cat pose. Good. Beautiful. Come back to center. See if you can sit up nice and tall. I'm going to turn back just a face towards you. You can stay where you are. And then from here, right now that we've kind of warmed up the upper body, yeah, let's work on the lower body a little bit. So as best as you can you hover one heel off the floor? So I'm hovering my right heel and then lower it down. And then can you hover the other heel? So the toes stay down and just lower that heel. And let's just stick with that. So kind of like we're walking in place, just lifting up one heel and then the other. You can do this at my pace. You can do this faster or slower. Maybe once you kind of get the hang of it, maybe you hover both heels at the time and then lower them at the same time, right? But just kind of warming up through the soles of the feet, right? You might even feel this through the ankles a little bit, right? And then this time, let's see if we can plant our feet and kind of do the opposite. So can you lift the toes up? Can you lift the sole of the foot up and keep the heel down and then lower it down? And then do it with the other side. So can you lift the toes up, maybe wiggle them and lower them down? This one for me is a little bit harder. But we're just basically trying to warm up the feet, warm up the toes. So as best as you can, right? Lifting the toes up and lowering them. Lifting the toes up and lowering them. Yeah, just a couple more, moving at your own pace. Seeing if your breath can be nice and long and deep. Really lovely, everybody. Good. Awesome. Then from here, see if you can shift the weight into one leg, and can you scoop one knee in towards your body? Just enough that you can twirl through that ankle a little bit. Yeah, so just like we did with our wrists, we're also doing this with the ankles, with the feet. So if you've just been going in one direction, see if you can go in the other direction as well. Really nice. Let's take one more big breath in right here. And as you exhale, just gently release that. And let's do it on the other side. So see if you can hover the other foot up and just twirl through that ankle. All right, when I do that, I hear lots of popping noises, lots of cracking noises. There's lots of little bones in the foot and the ankle. So just kind of warming it up, right? Before we do any real balancing or standing, just taking the time to warm everything up here. Good. Beautiful. Awesome. And then see if you can lower that foot down. Good. Yeah, excellent. And then let's lift the other foot up best we can. And maybe this time you can bring the hands behind the leg or the knee and maybe see if you can straighten the foot out forward. Maybe, right? Maybe. We're just checking things out. Good. And then lower that foot on down. Yeah, and let's do it on the other side. So lift the other foot best you can. Maybe the hands come under the leg, and maybe you straighten out through that leg just a little bit. Yeah, so good. Yeah, so good. Awesome. Release that down. Sticking with this theme, let's go back to our first foot. Let's see if we can lift it up. Can we lift it up a little bit higher? And then can we cross the ankle over the knee? Maybe, right? Good. And then can we sit up nice and tall and take a full breath in? Yeah, really open chest. Good. And as you exhale, maybe fold forward a little bit. So you might feel this stretch in the hip and the butt and the low back, right? Moving forward might be too intense, so you might just stay upright. Take one more big breath in wherever you are. And one more big breath out, really nice. Good. If you're in that forward fold, come back through center, and then as best as you know how, lift the foot up and lower it down. Good. Yeah, and you guessed it, other side, okay? So bring your hands on the other leg. Yep, you got it. Lift it up. See if you can cross your ankle over the opposite thigh, right? Helping yourself out a little bit, and then sit up tall. Right, sit up nice and tall, feel really broad through the chest, and either stay upright, or if it feels okay in your body, maybe a little bit of a hinging forward, right? So I'll turn so you can see, right? Here's upright, and then here is that fold a little bit, where I feel it a little bit more intensely in the hip and the low back. Take one more big breath in right here. One more big breath out. Really nice, everybody. If you're in that fold, rise back on up. Carefully lift the foot up and settle it down. Good. I'm just going to turn back to face you. So let's see if we can scoot forward on our chair wherever we're seated. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. From here, can you make your feet come out a little bit wider? Can you bring your heels in and your toes out a little bit? Good. And then find your open book arms. Yeah, nice broad chest. So see if your elbows, see how my elbows are kind of in line with my shoulders? Can you lift your elbows up a little bit higher? Yeah, good. Can you feel as if you could sit up a little bit taller through your spine? Good. Yeah, really nice adjustments, everybody. So this is called goddess pose. It's also known as horse pose. Let's take a big breath in right here. Yeah, and as we exhale, let's close our book. I saw some of you were doing that, so let's do that together. Yeah, bring your elbows together. 2 more. Inhale, open your book. So awesome. Exhale, close your book. Inhale, open your book. Exhale, close your book. One more time. Inhale, open your book, and exhale, close your book. Maybe lion's breath. Good. Awesome. Release your hands on down. Bring your feet back towards one another. They can scooch on in. And then see if you can reach your arms forward and up. Yeah, so as if you're really reaching, I see some of you have a fan on the ceiling. See if you can really reach towards that fan. Yeah, so really engage through the arms, energize through the fan. Yeah, right, the fan's over there. Yeah. Take one more big breath in right here. And as you exhale, shake out your arms. Good job. Okay, let's stand up now. You guys feel warmed up? Right, we can kind of shake it out. Let's stand on up. So from here, we're going to work on a little bit of balance, okay? So I like to continue to use my chair or the wall, and I'll just transition the chair a little bit so that now the back of my chair is something that I can hang on to. And I can either hang on to it with one hand, right? Or I can hang on to it with both hands. And just because of the positioning of where I am, right, I'm going to hang on to it with one hand, but you are more than welcome to hang on to it with both hands, okay? But I want you to keep one or both hands on the chair and feel really tall, right? So see if you can tap through the front of your legs and see if your muscles can become a little bit more engaged. And maybe tap through the back of the legs, right, the butt, and see if the muscles can be a little bit more engaged, right? And then from here, see if you can feel really rooted through the feet. And then either with one or both hands, let's inhale and float the arms overhead. Good, and exhale, lower one or both hands all the way back down. Yeah, and let's see if we can time it with our classmates. So inhale, one or both hands up. Good, yes, exhale, one or both hands down. So just like we did seated, but we're just adding on the layers because now we're standing, right? Inhale, arms up. Maybe this time with lion's breath. Right, hands come down, sticking out the tongue. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lion's breath. Good. One more time like that. Inhale, arms up. And lion's breath out. Good work, everybody. So from here, with one or both hands on your chair, let's just do the same kind of thing that we did seated. Can you lift one heel up? So bend into that knee and then lower it. And then can you lift the other heel up and lower it? And just so on and so forth, right? So it's as if you're walking in place, just lifting up one heel and then the other, right? Maybe if this feels easy, you can go a little bit faster. Yeah, just kind of warming up the soles of the feet, the toes, the ankles. Take one more big breath in. One more big breath out. Good. And then both feet on the floor, really pressing the feet into the mat. And from here, bring one hand out wide for a little bit more balance, right? And then from here, I want you to shift your weight into your left foot and see if you can come on to the toes of the right foot. Yeah, so just like we did, you might stay here or you might begin to hover the toes, right? So now you're just standing on one foot. Beautiful. Yeah, so we're working on balance, right? One more big breath in, really nice, everybody. And then exhale, lower the foot and lower the hand. Good. And now let's do that on the other side. So shift your weight into your other foot. For me, that's my right foot. Maybe a hand comes out for more support. Hover the left heel. I might stay here or I might hover the left toe. So finding that balance, right? And remember, the chair is always there to support you. Take one more big breath in. And then exhale, let it go, foot down. Good. Shake it out as needed. Sometimes, right, you can begin to really feel that in the legs and the feet. Let's add on just a little bit, okay? So bring that arm out, unless you have both hands on your chair. Shift the weight into the left foot, the left leg. Come up high up on the right toes. Good. Beautiful. And then maybe hover those toes off the floor. And then maybe widen the knee out. And maybe find tree pose, bringing your foot towards your ankle. Maybe lifting that hand up high. Yeah. And you're a tree, right? So you might sway around in the wind a little bit. Or you might be a big, solid oak or pine that is just sturdy and still. But wherever you are, I want you just to take one more big breath in. And one more big breath out. Good job. And then go ahead and release that, right? Shake it out as needed. Just let it go. And let's do that on the other side. So as you feel ready, right, come to standing. Make sure those muscles are engaged, right? And this time I'm going to shift my weight to my opposite foot. So for me, that's my right one. Hand might come out. Come up high up on the left toes. And then maybe we hover those toes, right? So now we're balancing on one foot. And then maybe we open the knee out wide. And then maybe it's tree pose, foot to ankle, arm overhead maybe. And again, we might be still or we might flow around in the wind a little bit. But see if you can find a little bit of balance, right? Keeping your gaze somewhere steady for support. Take one more big breath in right here. One more big breath out. Good. And then go ahead and release that. Really nice job. Good work, everybody. Good. Yeah, I know. Clap, clap. How are we feeling? Thumbs up. Are we doing okay? Thumbs up if we're doing okay? Okay. Awesome. Beautiful. Okay. From here, let's just put our chair somewhere off of our mat and actually come down onto our mat this time. So, right, maybe getting a sip of water if you feel thirsty. But we're going to come down onto the mat. So as you feel ready, just meet me on your mat. And you might want to adjust your camera a little bit. It might be okay where you are. But we're going to come to table pose. Right, so think of yourself as like a dining room table or a coffee table. Right, with more or less your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Good. So nice. And see if you can really press down and away through the hands and down and away through your knees. And let's come back to our cow-cat. So breathe in for cow, drop your belly, lift your gaze and lift your butt up. And as you exhale, find your cat pose. Think halloween cat. So arch the spine, hug the chin in towards your chest. So good. Inhale for cow. Drop your belly, lift your tail, lift your chin. Exhale for cat. Round the spine, hug the chin, drop your tail down. Inhale for cow. Drop belly, lift tail, lift chin. Yep. Exhale, cat. Round the spine, right? Think scared cat. Couple more like that. Breathe in for cow. Drop belly, lift heart, lift tail. And breathe out for cat, rounding the back body. How about one more time? So inhale for cow, just really feeling these shapes, right? And then exhale for cat pose. Beautiful, beautiful. Come back to your tabletop pose and see if you can walk your hands out a little bit further in front of you. Can you gaze forward so your neck gets really long? And then like a snake, can you slither all the way down? So your belly onto the floor. Yeah. And the hands are more or less under your shoulders. See if you can lift one foot off the floor. Feel as if someone could stretch it further back behind you and then gently lower it down. And then lift the other foot off the floor. Feel as if someone could stretch it further back behind you and then lower it down. And then keep your legs still. Inhale, lift your chest up. This is Cobra Pose, right? So you might think a snake. And then exhale, lower the chest, the forehead down. A couple more times like that. So breathe and press into the hands and hover the chest up. And then breathe out, lower the nose, lower the chest on down. Inhale, lift the chest. This one's really good for strengthening the back body, working on posture, so lovely. And then breathe out, lower the forehead all the way down. Let's do this one more time. Inhale for Cobra Pose, hovering the chest. And then exhale, lower the chest down, and let's find Crocodile Pose. So it's palm on top of palm, and then your forehead rests on the palms. Right, so crocodiles they stay really low and they're really long. So you might think of one here. They stay really still, right, until they find their prey. But sometimes it can feel nice here if you like to bend the knees and just sway the ankles from side to side. Finding a little bit of movement in the hips and the legs and the low back. Just a moment to rest here. One more full breath in. And one more full breath out. Now if the knees are bent, go ahead and straighten them back behind you. And from here, let's lift the head a little bit and bring the hands just under the shoulders. Let's come back to that table pose. So hands and knees, right, as best as you can, just rising up from the mat. And let's come into our child's pose. So knees are wide towards the edges of our mat. The toes might come to touch a little bit. And then send your hips down towards your heels. Walking the fingertips out long in front of you. The forehead might find the floor. Right, if you have a pillow nearby and you prefer to rest your forehead on a pillow, that can be really nice. If maybe your shoulders are tired, right, instead of letting the elbows lift up and be straight, you might allow them to bend and lower down. And sometimes it can feel really nice to shift the weight from hip to hip or leg to leg and just kind of stretch this out a little bit more, kind of rocking the hips from side to side. See if you can come back to those long, deep breaths, in and out through the nose. And then from here, let's keep the hips as they are, but walk our upper body off to one side of our mat. So we're getting more of a side body stretch, walking the fingertips either over towards the right side or the left side. And if you have the space, or you might even walk way off of your mat, so onto the floor, whatever surface you're on. Take one more big breath in. And one more big breath out. And then just slowly walk your hands and your upper body off to the other side. Right, the forehead can be heavy down. And just feel a side body stretch on the other side. Take one more big breath in. And one more big breath out. And then slowly, we're going to rise on up and take a seat on our mat. And if you'd like to get some water, you're always welcome to get some water. Good. Yeah, see if you can just find a seat, and I'll scooch forward a little bit so you can see me a little bit closer. And from here, see if those legs can be out longish in front of you. See those toes, right? And let's bend the right knee. Good. And then see if you can step the right foot over the left leg. Good. Yeah. And then can you twist to the right? Maybe using one hand to hug the knee in towards the body a little bit, right? If it feels okay on the neck, maybe gazing back behind you, but kind of like that seated twist we did in the chair, but this time just on the floor. And if you're near a wall, right, sometimes it can be nice to, I have a wall right here, right, just to have a little bit of support from the wall or maybe a piece of furniture. Take one more big breath in. And one more big breath out. Really nice, everybody. So from here, turn your chest forward again and see if you can straighten out through the legs again. Yeah. Let's bend the other knee, this time the left knee, and then see if we can step it over that right leg. Good. And then go ahead and find that twist. So twisting the other side, right? Nice and gentle. Maybe using that right hand to hug that bent left knee in towards the body. Maybe that left hand finds a wall or the floor and you press into it for a little bit of just something to press into, right? To help you twist, to help you feel supported. Take one more big breath in right here. And one more big breath out right here. Good. And then turn back towards me. See if you can step the left foot back over and straighten it out. And from here, my friends, we are making our way onto our backs. So any way that you can, go ahead and make your way on down. If you have a pillow handy, you're welcome to bring it with you. If you don't have a pillow, that's okay. It's not really necessary. If you want to get some water, now might be a good time to get some water, but we're just going to make our way down onto our mat for the remainder of class. Yeah, good. Excellent. So the spine is against the mat. We're laying all the way down. And let's see if we can bend our knees and bring the feet down onto the floor. And then let's see if we can bring the arms down alongside us. And let's see if we can really press down through the feet, through the shoulders, and through the hands. And let's inhale for bridge pose. So see if you can hover the hips off of the floor. Good. And as you exhale, see if you can slowly lower the hips all the way down onto the mat. Let's do that a couple more times. So press into your feet, press into your hands, and then inhale. Can you hover the hips up just a little bit, right? You might feel this engagement through the butt. Good job. And as you exhale, slowly lower those hips on down. Let's do that one more time. So inhale, lift your hips up. This is really good for strengthening the butt, right? Strengthening the legs. And as you exhale, lower those hips all the way down. So good, everybody. If you have that pillow, go ahead and grab it and just place it between your legs. Again, if you don't have a pillow, it's not a requirement. And then all we're going to do is let the legs fall off onto one side. Arms are wide. And if it feels okay, maybe gaze away from your knees. So this is a supine twist. The legs are twisted, the spine is twisted. And we'll just be here for a couple rounds of breath. So we're beginning to transition to that part of class, right? That's just all about relaxing, our cool down. So you might come back to those belly breaths, those balloon breaths, allowing your belly to expand like a balloon as you breathe in. And allowing it to fall down closer towards the body as you breathe out. Full breath in through the nose. And full breath out through the nose. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in. And big breath out. Now from here, let's transition to the other side. So moving really slowly and really carefully. Yeah, you can keep the pillow between the knees and just send the legs off in the other direction. And maybe gaze in the other direction as well. And you might feel as if you could just be so supported by the ground underneath you. We breathe in through the nose. And we breathe out through the nose. Let's inhale together. And exhale together. One more full breath in. And full breath out. And slowly, carefully, right, let's come back through center. So knees are high. And you can go ahead and remove that pillow if you had one. And just, take it off of your mat. And from here, I want you to stretch the legs out long and stretch the arms out long. So I like to call this a good morning stretch. Right, as if you're just waking up for the second time today, right? Getting really, really long from fingers to toes. Good. And then what I want you to do is stay really long through your fingers and your toes, but can you scoot the heels over towards the left side of your mat? And then can you scoot the hands and the shoulders over towards the left side of the mat as well? This is called banana pose. So you kind of look like a banana, right? Your feet can be wide, or maybe you hook the right ankle. Your hands can be wide, or maybe you bend the elbows and find fingertips. But it's just a really gentle side body stretch. So you might feel some gentle sensation, some gentle stretch from the toes all the way through the right side of your body, right, the elbows or the fingertips. You might feel this in the belly and the hips. Or just a cool banana hanging out, relaxing, right? One more big breath in. One more big breath out. And then slowly, let's come back to that good morning stretch. So reach the fingertips away from your toes and get really long. And then banana pose the other side. So heels to the right corner of your mat, hands and shoulders to the right corner of your mat. And again, the feet can be wide, or maybe you hook the left ankle. The hands can be wide, or maybe you bend the elbows and find opposite fingertips. Sometimes if the hands can't quite reach the floor, it can be nice to have a pillow underneath the hands just to support them. And we're just looking for a really gentle side body stretch, this time on the left side of the body, through the sides of the waist, the hips, the legs, the arms. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. And then let's come back to that good morning stretch one last time. So reach the fingertips away from the toes. Get really, really long in the body. And as you exhale, can you bend the knees and hug them in towards your chest? Good. Can you bring your hands on your knees or somewhere along there and allow your knees to come out wide towards the sides of the room. And then from here, can you flex your feet and lift the feet up? So this is called happy baby. Your hands might reach towards the legs a little bit, but if you've ever seen a baby, right, you've probably seen them do something like this. And sometimes it's fun to rock from side to side, right, to shift the weight around and kind of stretch out one side of your back and then the other side of your back. Yeah, kind of like the lion's breath, right? This just invokes a sense of playfulness, right? It's a little bit silly. Sometimes yoga can feel really serious, and I don't think that it needs to. But let's come back through center. Hug the knees in towards the chest, and maybe even lift the head towards the knees and see if we can give ourselves a big old squeeze, just like when we did when we were seated. Take a full breath in here. And as you exhale, release everything. And find that final resting shape. Right, arms and legs long, final relaxation. And if laying on your back isn't comfortable to you, right, if you have low back issues, maybe bending the knees and planting the feet feels better. Maybe rolling onto your side feels better, maybe ending seated. I'm less concerned about the shape that you choose, and I'm more interested in you just finding a place that feels really comfy, that feels really sustainable, so it's someplace that you can hang out for a couple minutes. You're welcome to keep your eyes open. However, if it feels okay or feels comfortable or safe, you might close your eyes. And if you close your eyes and it feels okay, it might feel nice to place the bottom of the palms gently over the eyes so that the fingertips are reaching towards your hair or towards the top of your head. Just a little gentle pressure over the eyes, over the eyebrows, maybe even the forehead. Sometimes can feel just really comforting or relaxing. If you don't like it, just take your hands away, no big deal. You might once again imagine your belly as a balloon, right? So breathing in, allowing the belly to really get big and expand up and out. And then breathing out and just allowing it to drop down a little bit closer towards the floor. We breathe in together through the nose. And we breathe out together through the nose. Big breath in here. Full breath out here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Full breath in. Full breath out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Deep belly breath in. Full belly breath out. Long inhale here. Full exhale here. Big breath in. Full breath out. One more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. And take a moment just to notice how your body feels. Notice what your breath is like. And one last time, let's slowly transition to that good morning stretch. So reaching fingertips away from toes, getting really long. Good. And then from here, you might roll on to one side and bend the knees, finding seedling posture. So I always like to imagine that I'm just a little seed under the soil, right? All crouched up. And then in your own time, so as you feel ready, begin to rise on up as if you're blooming, right? You're coming out of your shell, blooming into a plant, a flower. And then see if you can find a seat. And you're welcome to sit back in your chair, or you're welcome to just be seated on the floor. Really, whatever feels more comfortable to you. And if you're seated, see if you can sit up really tall. Yeah, so the chest is really proud. The spine is really long. And sometimes it can be nice to sit against a piece of furniture or against a wall so you have a little bit more support. And then from here, if you're seated, one last time, let's drop our right ear down towards the right shoulder. Yeah, just gently opening up the side and the neck. Good. Take one more big breath in. And exhale, come back through center and find the other side. Good. Take a deep breath in. And then come back through center. And let's close together by placing one hand on the heart and the other hand on top of that hand if you can. And from here, if you like, maybe gaze down or close your eyes and bow your chin towards your chest and just take a moment to give gratitude for your body and all that it does for you. Take a moment to acknowledge all of your efforts, your mental efforts and your physical efforts for being here, for being present, for a lot of us trying something new. The teacher in me honors the teacher in you. Thank you so much.